Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to another live stream here from Logosol in Sweden. Did I say we were from Sweden?
Yes.
Swedish company, Swedish products.
Swedish people.
Swedish people that try to speak English.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Today, today's live stream will we are going to have a more in-depth look on the Ch3 Planer molder from Logosol that we launched officially last week.
Yes.
So it's just a week old. So we're gonna have a look at that. Pelle is going to walk you through setting up the machine for
We're
stud?
doing studs today
studs.
for
Studding,
our
studs.
coming project here.
Yeah, we have a building project, the camp shelter.
Yes.
So we're going to do some profiles for that. So that's going to be awesome and fun.
Yes.
To show you all the cool features that makes this machine really easy to work with and really easy to set up. And then we're actually going to start with having a look on the chainsaw mills, the F2 Plus with MS661 chainsaw. And because you know what, we have a campaign running.
Yes.
The campaign is live today, where we have a lot of nice offers when you purchase a bandsaw mill or a chainsaw mill from Logosol. You get a log turner for free. So this is the patented log turner from Logosol. It's a dual, not dual purpose, but you can actually keep the grip with one of these arms and take another grip with the other arm. So it's really useful, good for turning and rolling logs. Before we get over to the chainsaw mill, I just want to tell you that if you want more information about Logosol, about us, and our products, you can visit our homepage. So just head over to logosol.com to find pricing and information about our dealers in different countries. And while you're there, sign up for our newsletter to be the first to know about cool new products, campaigns, and more inspirational content from us here at Logosol. We have the chat open both on Facebook and YouTube, since we're live on both platforms. So if you want to ask any questions or have any comments, just write them in the chat and we'll have a look at them during the stream and answer the questions you might have. You can find us on social media. You probably guessed that already because you found us here. You can find us on Facebook, Logosol Portable Sawmills, YouTube, Logosol Portable Sawmills, and Instagram. And that's also Logosol Portable Sawmills. So give us a like, subscribe, and a follow.
Yes.
Let's get started. Let's head over to the chainsaw mill. Pelle, you can take the log turner.
Yes.
And I'll go fetch my protection gear. This is a product we're really proud of. We're proud of all of our products, but the chainsaw mills from Logosol has been with us from the start, and that's actually how the company started 33 years ago. The F2 Plus is a chainsaw mill that comes with a chainsaw carriage, which means that you can put almost any chainsaw on the market on the carriage. We have partnered up with Stihl and Husqvarna, but on this demo unit we're going to show you now. We have the Stihl MS661 chainsaw, which is a really powerful chainsaw, 90 cc's and 7.5 horsepower. So it's perfect for milling your own lumber on the chainsaw mill. The F2 Plus chainsaw mill basic configuration is 4 meters long with 2 log lifters, and the F2 Plus can handle logs up to 70 centimeters in diameter. The lifting system is clever and divided into steps of 1/4 of an inch, which is the thickness of the kerf. So it's really easy to use and easy to calculate the kerf for every cut you do. So enough talking.
Yeah.
Let's do some milling. And of course, if you purchase this kit online on our web shop, you get the log turner for free
Yes.
with your purchase.
And you can see here we've also mounted a bar nose steering on this saw carriage, just to hold the guide bar tip when we mounted a 20-inch bar.
Yeah, it gives a bit better precision and holds the bar nice in the top. The bar nose steering fits guide bars from 16-inch, 40 centimeters, up to 28-inch,
Yes.
71 centimeters. And also we have the crank feed.
Yes. Yes.
And that's optional as well. So the bar nose steering and the crank feed is optional, but you can of course add that to your purchase. Really gives a bit more comfort.
Yeah.
Comfort, no, you can't say that.
Well, it's a little bit more convenient than pushing.
Convenient perhaps than pushing.
Yeah.
So it's a push feed standard, but then if you add a crank feed, you winch your way through the log, which Pelle is going to show you now. So this mill has already been set up for the first cut, I believe. So Pelle will make a run and we'll lift it up 5 clicks to make a 1-inch board. So 4 clicks for the 1 inch and 1 extra click for the kerf.
Yes.
Take it away, Pelle.
All right. And then we raise it 5 clicks here on the ratchet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we do the same on this side.
And for this first cut we're doing with the round log, it doesn't matter if we have the log lifters in different positions, as long as we lift them equally, equal amount of clicks on both the left and right log lifter, we get a straight cut and a 1-inch slab.
Yeah.
Like this, and then to be able to make a cant, we have to turn it around, make another pass, and then we have a cant and can produce lumber boards and planks.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
You can see you get a really nice finish.
Let me get the camera so we can
Yeah.
show them. I mean, look at that surface. It's hard to believe that you can get that kind of smooth surface with a chainsaw bar and chain.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Really beautiful. So that's the 2 Plus with steel MS661 chainsaw.
Crank feed.
Crank feed and bar nose steering. This is a really good setup to handle logs up to 28 inches, 70 centimeters or 28 inches. And really portable as well.
Yeah.
The really cool feature about the F2 Plus is that you can actually remove the guide rail assembly and keep it together, so it's really easy to move and set up on a new site, for example.
Yeah.
So really nice chainsaw mill. So go check it out on our homepage. If you have any questions, give us a call or send us an email on info@logosol.com.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah.
We love our machines.
Exactly.
Let's head over to our new Ch3 Planer molder. So as I mentioned before, we launched this machine last week for those of you that didn't know about it. So this is a brand new 3-sided planer molder from Logosol. Look at that beauty, The Logosol Ch3, cutter head 3. It's a 3-phase 400 volt machine, 50 hertz. We also have it available in a 3-phase 230 volt version, also 50 hertz. Comes with these in-feed and out-feed tables, so those are included from us. And we have this planer on a set of casters. Those are optional, but as you can see, it's really easy to have it on casters, so you can just move it around in your workshop if you have short of space or have other machines that you use from time to time, even though we hope that this is going to be your most used machine in the shop. 3 cutter heads. We have the fixed cutter head on the right hand side from the in-feed. The board goes through from left to right, and then we have the movable cutter head, and you use that to adjust the width. You can move it in and out. And then we have the top head that's 300 millimeters wide, comes with planing knives, and also the side cutter heads come with cutter blocks and straight planing knives included. Goes very well together with our chip extractor, the 2.2 chip extractor. So a really nice piece of kit and affordable.
Yes.
So a 3-sided planer molder. And do you want to talk a bit about 3 sides versus 4 sides?
Yeah, on this three-sided, what you do is you pre-plane the back of the board every time. So you run it one pass to pre-plane the board, and then you run that side against the table the second pass and take the other three sides to finish off the board.
And what's the advantage with having 3 cutter heads?
Yeah, it's very easy. If you only want to work 3 sides, you do it in one pass. If you want to work 4 sides, you will have a very smooth surface from the board in the second pass, so the material will move very, very well on the table.
So just by pre-dimensioning it or pre-planing on one side, it gives you better accuracy, precision.
Yes, yes. And you can choose between 2 feed
let's have a
speeds.
look at the control panel.
So you see you have a turtle here. So that means that you run it at 3 meters a minute. And then you have the rabbit here on this side. And that means you run it at 6 meters a minute. And if you're pre-planing, you can go quite fast because you're not taking off too much material in general. Or if you're using the 3 cutter blocks at the same time and not doing any deep moldings, you can run it at a faster speed.
And then you have some other buttons on the control panel as well.
Yes, so here's where you start the feed. Here's the fixed spindle, fixed side spindle, the adjustable side spindle, and the top horizontal block. And here you turn off all the motors, and here is an emergency switch.
And we have some other safety features as well.
Yes.
We have a switch in the lid that prevents the machine from running when the lid is closed. It's positioned down there.
Push
So
down.
as you can see, it pushes down on the safety switch, and if you open the lid, the safety switch pops out.
Yes.
And stops the machine. But this doubles as a safety switch for the in-feed. So it actually prevents you from feeding in something that's too thick.
Yes.
So by doing that, it pops out again and actually turns off the machine or activates the safety circuit. And to
then you just
zero it, just open the lid again.
Yeah.
So a really nice compact machine, weighs in at about 300 kilos.
Yeah, around 300. Yeah.
Fits on a regular shipping pallet, 1.2 times 0.8 meters.
Yeah.
Regular European shipping pallet. So easy to ship as well. And the in and out feed tables are included. The knives we're using are standard TB90 knives that you can find in our web shop. We have more than 900 different standard profiles, and you can of course order custom profiles as well.
Yeah.
So those all those standard knives will fit this machine.
And today we're going to run some studs because we have a project here for the Anders. You have been working a bit on on the what do you call it, the
Camp shelter.
camp shelter.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
So we're going to do some studs that they're sawn, so they're 100 by 50 millimeters.
So 2x4.
Yeah, 2x4s, and we're going to finish them off at 95 millimeter width and 45 millimeter thickness.
Which is a standard stud measurement in
Yes.
Sweden.
Yeah. And we're gonna put in.
Standard stud dimension.
Yeah,
Perhaps you
exactly.
say that. So Pelle is going to walk you through how to set it up in the machine, and I think we'll start off by removing the cutter heads.
So we'll remove the fixed block here first. Oh,
That one's left threaded, and that is to prevent them coming loose when you run them, because the movable side spindle moves in the, what do you say, moves
Working
against the wood, working
against.
against the feeding direction, and also the fixed side spindle. So the nuts have to be threaded against the rotating direction.
exactly.
So
now we're going to attach. We're going to use these molding
yeah,
knives.
you can show them. That's the knives we're going to use. So they make two nicely rounded edges.
Yes.
So because in Sweden the carpenters really like when the studs are like smooth and no sharp edges.
Yes. Prevent
Because
you from
You
splitting.
don't
Yeah.
need, you don't need the gloves.
No, exactly. The carpenters in Sweden don't need gloves, or don't use gloves. So we need to
Take care of that.
take care of them. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
So here you can see the gib that we're.
Yeah. So you position the knife on the two pins, and then the gib or wedge is inserted, and then a set screw
Locks
holds the gib in place and clamps everything together nicely. And the pins in the cutter heads position the knives perfectly, so they always have the same position all the time. How's it looking in the chat, Anders?
I have a question here, but I think we can take it when you start, before you start to plan.
Mm?
It's about, I can tell the question now. It's how much bigger can the pieces be than the end result?
Yeah, I mean, basically you can remove up to 8 mils on the top spindle, and
You can easily move 5 mil
on each side
yeah.
spindle as well.
Yeah.
So that means the subject can be a bit more than 10 millimeters wider than what your end lumber is going to be, and the finished result is going to be, and 8 millimeters thicker. Since we're now doing 2 passes, I mean, on the thickness, we can actually go even more. Let's say we take 5 millimeters on the first pass and 5 on the second, then
Yeah.
we can do 10 millimeters in total on the thickness.
Yeah.
But that's about it. You can even take more on the side spindles, but it's better to keep it at a reasonable takeoff. So
You get a better
between
finish. as
you
well.
get a better finish if you remove less material.
Yeah.
So 1 to 2 millimeters is good. 5 is okay too, but still.
Yeah. So now we've put in the molding knives here, and what we're going to start with is just to show you when we put the block now in the bottom here, the knife, the center of the knife will be in line with the table, and it's the same on this side.
So this is actually one of the things that makes this machine really good
Yeah.
and easy to use.
Yeah.
The side spindle and the fixed spindle are both preset on the same height, and the height is the center of the cutter head is exactly level or in line with the table,
In line with the table.
which means that when we're making a profile like the one we're going to do now, it's going to be 45 millimeters high or thick, and we want the knives to be centered on the end, on the finished result 45. So we need to move the cutter blocks up 22.5 millimeters. So 20 millimeter shim, a 2 millimeter shim, and a 0.5.
And we do the same.
And we do the same on the other one. So we don't have to guess. We don't have to measure in the machine. We just add the correct amount of shims.
And then it's important to put the block. This block will rotate this way and this block will rotate that way. So it means you have to turn the block, you can say upside down here.
Yeah, so on the fixed side we have the text up, and on the movable side we have the text on the cutter head down.
Yeah. And then we're just going to lock them in place. Here. Take it. And it's pretty good to put the spanner against the chassis just to avoid that you slip or put it, hurting your fingers.
Yeah, because we've never done that.
No,
never.
But I've heard of it, yes.
So, I mean, that was easy enough.
Yeah.
We have already set the cutter heads at the correct height.
Yes.
So what's next?
Yeah, so now we're going to do pre-planing first, which means we're only going to use the top block, but we can have the block in here anyway. We're just not going to use these blocks in the first pass. So what we're going to do here in the first pass is we're going to move the front fence here inwards, so it's in line with the second fence.
Okay, so in here, let me see if I can see it. So that's where the in-feed fence goes.
Yes.
And then we have the second fence over there. So basically now you have put them in line, so that cutter head is not going to be used and remove material. So we want support here and here.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then with the setting the width now, we'll turn this block so only the block is pointing out.
Yeah.
And then we can wind it inwards there to 110 millimeters, because then we have a millimeter space, because the board will be about 100 millimeters wide. So it's not, the board will not go against the block here.
No, I understand. So just to give it some extra space during this first phase, when we're just doing a first pass and dimension the thickness.
Yes, yes.
So, but it's actually been set up already for the second pass.
Exactly.
So we don't have to do anything else the second pass other than adjusting the width, the thickness, and the side, the in-feed fence, so that we take off a little bit of material on both
sides. Yeah.
Cool.
So, and now we're at about 45 millimeters here. So the start material is going to be 50.
Yeah.
So we'll run half of it. So we'll run it at 47 and a half. So we're going to lower the table now 2.5 millimeters there.
And you use the easy to read precision scale on top under the crank to just set it, because every turn is 4 millimeters.
Every full turn, yeah.
Every full turn is 4 millimeters. And we have a scale as well, so we can just adjust from there. So super easy, we don't have to measure anything. We just set it at 47 and a half.
Yeah.
And now we'll do the first pass.
I have a question. Does it come with different spacer?
Sorry?
Does it come with a different spacer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. You get a kit with spacers and the tools needed as well. Allen keys, spanners, wrenches to loosen and tighten the spindle screws, nuts. So this is the material we're going to run through the machine now.
There. So we're going to start up the ship extractor now.
Yeah, okay, good.
And then we started in the rabbit. And then we're only starting in the top one. Now we're switching over to the faster speed. Now this board was a little bit uneven.
That was Pelle showing off the
Safety switch.
safety feature. Pelle actually tried to run something that was a bit thicker than this is meant for. Yeah, Pelle,
Yeah.
that was a great demo of the safety switch.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
I thought that was really cool.
And yeah, but it's actually good just to show when it activates.
Yeah.
And now for the second pass here, what we want to measure now is the final width,
Yeah.
and we'll use this guide here. So we move this inwards to 95 there, and you can see here on the front scale every turn here is also 4 millimeters, and if we've calibrated correctly now it should be exactly 95.
Yeah, so I mean the ruler is just meant to be used as a rough measurement,
Yeah,
and then by using the scale on the precision indicator we can actually adjust for to the exact millimeter or half millimeter, and we don't need to measure or like test run a piece and measure the width because we know it's correct.
and now we also want to set so how much we're going to remove with this block here.
Yeah.
So you loosen the handle here and you can back up the cutter block or the fence, the first infeed fence, and you can see here that you get a little bit of removal there. I think that's pretty good. So now we're taking off a similar amount on both sides, maybe a little bit more here now.
Yeah. So you've set the width and you've set the takeoff on the fixed cutter head.
Yeah.
And the last adjustment is really the thickness then.
Yes. Yes.
So now we actually go to the final.
And that's here on the scale now. We want to raise the table to 45.
Yeah. And then you adjust this precision scale as well.
Yeah. So now it's exactly on 45. There.
And since the cutter heads already are set up, we are good to go right away.
Yes.
I had a question here from David Gray.
Yeah.
He asked me, is it only three-sided?
Yes, it's a three-sided planer molder, and it's actually super easy to use. And having a three-sided planer molder makes it even easier to set up.
Yeah.
And since not most profiles, but a lot of the profiles we're doing with this machine only needs to be dimensioned or planed or molded on three sides, it's a very good choice.
Yeah.
And as Pelle is showing now, it's possible to do four sides with the pre-planing pass. So it's...
And you can still have the blocks in there,
yeah,
that you're using for the final pass.
But it's much easier to set up thanks to it being a three-sided planer molder.
Yes. So what we're going to do now is we're doing the rounded corners and the planing the top surface here.
Yeah, so we're doing the other three sides now.
Yeah.
So can we have the carpenter's expert
And check with, no, sticks.
expert comment? No sticks in your fingers?
No.
Stickers?
These turned out really well.
Splinters, I think is the right one. Turned out super nice,
Yeah.
super smooth. So there you have it, guys. The new Logosol Ch3 planer molder. So we can go to the regular Anders in the chat corner. So do we have any more questions or comments?
No, no.
Yeah, and just to summarize, if you want all 4 sides planed or molded, you need to run them twice
Twice, yeah.
for those profiles that really require all 4 sides planed or molded. But for example, outside, what do you call it, paneling, cladding.
Yeah, cladding. Yeah.
Normally you leave one side unplaned or like a raw side
If you want to paint
if you
it.
want to paint it, for example. And it also goes for some of the tongue and groove profiles where you just want to dimension and have a tongue and groove. Normally you leave one side rough.
Yeah.
So it depends on your use case, and as we have showed, or Pelle showed, is that it's really easy to set for the profile you're going to do. And 3 meters, 6 meters a minute, going 6 meters a minute is 360 meters
An hour.
an hour. So you can produce a lot, even though you are perhaps doing it twice. It's still a lot of throughput
Yeah.
to take care of. And you set it up once and you do all the profiling you need. So that's it. That's all from us. If you have any questions, or if you want to know more, you will probably see more from us and this machine in coming live streams. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
But if you are interested to know more, check out our webpage or give us a call or send us an email if you have any questions or want to know more about the machine. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Take care.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye.